Hey guys, this is the second part of our how to do a linear search program or algorithm for GCSE. Now, last time we looked at how to write one out. So in this case, we had a list of students. We had the student we were looking for. If they were found, we said they were found. If they were not found, we said they were not found. And hopefully that's easy enough. However, in the exam, it's not likely to be just as easy as this. In fact, you're probably going to have to work with multiple arrays, perhaps 2D arrays, or a bunch of different stuff, maybe just indexes. Okay, so let's start with indexes because I think that's going to be a good basis from which to work on other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start changing this Boolean, and instead I'm going to use the number. And the number is going to be an index, or the location, of where the item was found. So Bob can be 0, Tom can be 1, Claire could be 2, 3, 4. So when I do my found, I don't want to set it to false. A false to me is going to be -1. Okay? False equals -1. And the reason for -1 is because it's not possible, if we find an item, for it to be in the -1th position of the array. So Bob's in 0, and we go up to, what, 5? Not 4, sorry. So it's not possible for -1 to ever appear if we are successful in finding it. So therefore, we know if it's still -1, then it is not found. So if we come down to here and we say if found equals -1, or sorry, let's change it to if found is not equal to -1, we know the student is in the class. Otherwise, the student's not in the class. So that means if found is -1, then the student's not in the class. Now here we say if search equals, put some line numbers, might make life a bit easier for everybody. So in line 15, we've said found equals true. So instead of found equals true, I want to say found equals x. Now x, in case you're wondering, is the position in the array that I found at. Okay, so let's think about this. Let's say I am looking for Tom. So the first time, x is equal to 0, and search is equal to Tom. Student's x, the first time, is Bob. So if Tom equals Bob, it does not. Skip. So next time, Tom, if Tom equals Tom. Yay, that's correct. We found him. Then we can say found equals x. Why? Well, because Tom is at position x. So x at this point is 1. And Tom is in position 1. So by using this, we can find the index of where the item is inside of our array. Okay, so here, what we can change maybe is to say if found is not equal to -1, the student is in the class, and is stored at position. And we want to say, now some people will say x, that's wrong, stored at position found. Remember, x will always be the last number once you have exited the array. Okay, so let's hopefully that work. Which student will you look for? I can't remember if I said Tom, was it? Okay, so the student is in the class and stored terrible, at position 1. Stored at position 1. 0, 1. Yay, Tom is at position 1. Let's try it with another person. What about Sue? Where's Sue? Stored at position 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yay, we know where Sue is. Now, this is super helpful, especially for some questions, because what they'll do is they'll try and give you 2 arrays which contain related data. Okay, so in this case, we're going to create the arrays, plural, And what they'll say is that the index of Bob, and in this case the grade of Bob, are going to be in the same index. So in this case, Bob is very smart. He got 90% in his test. Tom is an idiot. Tom got 3. Apologies. Probably shouldn't say idiot, but still, you get it. Tom did not study hard. Claire, well, she's all right. She got 50%. Sue is a genius. She's getting 100. Oops. And Chris, well, that's me, so I'm giving myself 0 because, you know, I've made lots of mistakes in these videos. So that's where we're going to have to go with it, I'm afraid. So Bob is in position 1. His grade is in position... Bob is in position 0. His grade is in position 0. Tom is in 1. Grade is in 1. Claire is in 2. Grade is in 2. Sue is in 3. Grade, and so on. Right? Let's get into the whole song there. But hopefully you can see how these things match up. So how does that help us? Well, it does help us because when we get down to here, we're storing the position. And if we know that the positions match, then we can do more with it. So if the found is not -1, that means they have found the person. But what is their grade? Well, then it's going to be the grade at the low index where we found them. So the student, now in this case, we could say, I'm going to change this to an F again because it just makes more sense. Let's try it. Let's rewrite it. So I could say print F, the name of the student, in this case, is going to be students, square brackets, found. That's gone totally the wrong way around. I really need to get a mouse rather than use a touchpad. It just doesn't work for me. It's old and silly. Anyway, so students was found, I guess, and has the grade. And I'm going to say grade. So what do you think is going to go in that square bracket there? Well, it's also going to be found. So let's close that, close the brackets. So here I'm saying the student was found, so that's going to be the name of it. I could have put search here, but if they weren't found, it doesn't matter. Anyway, if the student was found, we can put that in there, and we can say their grade is there. And because these are in different arrays and their index match up, yay! Let's check and see. So let's see what Claire got. So Claire was found and has the grade 50. So Claire is in 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 50. Yay! And so that's going to work for us for working out the grade. And so this is a very common thing for them to do, especially in that last big 15-mark question, is not just using a linear search, but looking how we can use linear search to attach to one or perhaps even many arrays. And we're going to look at that right now. So hopefully it's not going to end up being too long a video, but hopefully we'll see. So what instead if grades was actually a two-dimensional array? So every student, so for example Bob is taking English, for which he got 10, he's taking math, for which he got 100, and he's taking science, for which he got 50, who knows. Claire, and that's going to be a 2D array again. Tom, I don't know, we just need like a bunch of random numbers basically. So let's see, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just change some numbers in there. So 90. Poor Claire got 1 and something. And 25. Oops, lost the square bracket. Okay. And that comma. Oops, I've gone horribly wrong there. And 15, 16, and 17. And then Oh, somebody got 100. Sue got full marks, okay, 100 all around. And poor sad Mr. Chris McKenna got 0. It's a hard life. Okay, so we've got a two-dimensional array here. And now if you don't know how to do 2D arrays, sorry, that's not the purpose of this video. You're going to have to jump back and do that first before you get into any of the algorithms stuff. Okay, so in this case, we're going to have different grades for each student. So we could use that. So down here, so if search equals students, we've said found equals X. So that means we've found the subarray. And here we could change it. So if printf, if students found has the grades, and let's say English is going to be not just grade found, but grade found 0. Yeah, comma, let's say maths, and that's going to be the same thingy thing, but we're going to change the second index to be a 1. Okay, so grade, sorry, that's why I type in the right word, grades, not grade. So grades found is grades whatever the person is, and then the 0 is going to be their first score. 1 is going to be their second score. So this is English, maths, and let's say science. Science, I should put a semicolon in, shouldn't I? And it's getting a bit off the screen, but hopefully we should still be able to do something with it. So what do you think this one's going to be? Science. It's going to be our curly brackets. And then it's going to be the same as this. But I need to make a small change. What small change do you think I need to make? Have a think. Pause the video if you like. Well, yeah, I'm going to change that to 2. And that's going to give us our third result for that person. Okay, so let's jump back to the beginning. And hopefully, when I run it, so let's say we pick Claire. So Claire has 1, 90, 25. C-L-A-I-R-E. Claire is found and has English 15, Math 16, Science 17. Ooh, if I messed up? I have, I've just counted the wrong way. Sorry, Claire has 15, 16, 17. My bad, because this is position 0, 1, 2. Okay, let's try Sue, because we know she's super smart. She's got a whole bunch of 100s. There we go. All right, so hopefully that's not too hard. Again, if this is super tricky, don't worry just yet. This is probably on the harder end. This is like the big 15-mark question at the end. You maybe have to do something like this. We've seen it a few times. So you're going to have to work towards it, but try the other simple linear search first, and then build it up. And if you need to review 2D arrays, review those first as well.